Hi everyone and welcome to my kitchen. This is In the Kitchen with Terry and Chibet, and today I have a guest with me, Kemunto Mokua, who's better known as Kemi amongst all our friends and has been my friend for a really long time. Now, so we're going to do it differently today. I know for the last couple of shows, I have just gone, straight into the food, the preparation, what it is, and how you make it. But I also want to have a conversation, as we usually do when we're cooking. When you're at home, there's usually almost always somebody there within the space. So I'm like, Kemi and I am thinking we can talk about, friendship and how to sustain good friendships. We've been friends for how many years?
Wow, almost 20.
Almost
more.
20, more than 20 years, since our high school days.
Yeah, so I asked our milkman where I can find girls my age. And he's the one who told me, tembea hii njia mpaka mwisho upande juu kuna wasichana hapo kwa Cheruchich. Yeah, so that's how I ended up at your place.
So that was the beginning of our friendship when we were in high school. And, we both left the village, came to Nairobi to look to school, and then of course to work. And we've managed to keep our friendship going with fights here and there, many actually.
Not many.
Not very many.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as I was saying, I'm making lasagna, which is a classic Italian meal. And I almost always sort of run to that kind of food because we really like cheese in my home. Mincemeat, some flat pasta, and a lot of cheese. So I'm going to make that. I'm using pork mince today, which is very different from what I've made before. I'm using also a lot of mozzarella cheese. I prepared earlier the onions, quite a lot as well. Then I'm now chopping the tomatoes. And then in a bit I'll show you how to make the marinara sauce. And can we have opened the wine?
To sip my wine. So cheers.
The uncertainty that comes with this period, and everybody is worried, whether you speak to CEOs, to members of staff, everybody's wondering what happens now. We're seeing a number of companies already saying, we have to take salary cuts. We've seen the news in the last few weeks, possible redundancies as well. What are some of the things that, business leaders or, SMEs should be thinking of or should be doing around this period?
We need to act fast, to be honest. We can't just bury our heads in the sand, hoping it will go away, or people ought to know. As a business leader, you must communicate, first of all, as I've said. And then you must be guided very well by the law, because people have contracts. People sign employment contracts, 1 year, 2 years, whatever. But as you're planning to do cuts, are they in agreement with you? Yes, you might make the announcement that we are going to have salaries go down by 10, 20%, 40%, but are we all in agreement? Has everyone accepted? Have they gotten proper communication, either from their leaders or HR, if they're there, and have they signed to that?
Also, so basically, as a member of staff, for instance,
yes.
If I have to get a salary cut,
yes,
that means I have to sign, on the dotted line to say I agree to take a pay cut.
Yes.
So basically, my salary cannot be cut unless I agree.
Yes.
So what happens if I don't?
No, okay, you can't decide I'm not going to agree, firstly, because we all know how Corona has affected the world.
That's true.
Everyone knows. And number two, we are all hoping that our jobs can be secured. And I think as an employee, my first concern is, will my employer take me back? Yes. Because probably right now we are relying on sales, and if we are not making any sales, where are we going to get money to pay people from? Okay, so I don't think people are going to be stubborn or unrealistic and refuse and say I don't want, because everyone wants some form of security. And I think when you have a conversation with people and know, okay, for now, look at the hotel industry, they've closed. Do people know that their jobs are secured when they reopen, or they're not? Because if you're not making money, where will you get money to pay people?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people, I've been speaking to a lot of colleagues in the industry also, and I feel that a lot of Kenyans are also understanding. They know, but mostly they just want to feel a bit of assurance from their companies that at least when things go back to normal, I can be taken back. Yes, but also we sense there'll be a lot of changes going forward, because people will lose jobs. Probably employers will also look at the fact that do we really need to have people working full time, or they can work on consultancy basis.
Yeah.
Because
So a
now
lot
we're
will
working
change.
from home. Yes.
And the offices are still
Exactly.
work is still being done.
Yes, why should we pay rent for so much space? Yet Terry can deliver something on a consultancy basis, we pay her and she goes. And even us as an organization, the burden will be lighter financially and also in the form of benefits.
Continuously in Kenya today, it's almost necessary for somebody else to have a source of income. And I remember like our parents when we were growing up. Yes, maybe they worked in an office, maybe the salary was not great. But back home they either had a shamba,
farming,
a shop, a stall. There was always transport. Your parents were the transport business. So there was always a side hustle, whether you were in employment or not.
Yes.
I think are employers, in your opinion, today making such a big fuss out of it, or is it also an issue of how can employees strike a balance between delivering at work and doing it whatever it is they're interested in doing?
At the end of the day, it's about the bottom line. Yes. So we have a budget in place. You have your deliverables. Are you delivering? Are you not delivering? Okay. Are you also adhering to your own company policies and stuff? Because I think the employer will only put a light bulb over your head if there are things you're doing which are not right. If you're not meeting your targets, you're not delivering on tasks, you don't have like a good attitude at work, you're late, all those things come into play. But if you're delivering, number one, we're looking at the bottom line. Is my wallet getting fatter at the end of the day or not?
Okay. And discipline, I'm sure.
Of course.
Discipline.
Yes.
All right, so let's get back to cooking. So I'm going to finish chopping the tomatoes, because the minced dish, which is called the marinara, has to stay on the fire for a while. Some people even put it on for about 4.5 hours. But I'll take a shortcut because I'm a mom and I can take a shortcut. So Kemi, this is the marinara.
Okay.
Some oil. That's super hot. So as usual, I'll add some black pepper in it. I'll put in some Worcester. That's the Worcester sauce. And then I'll put in the fennel seeds. And for fennel, you don't usually need a lot, just like a teaspoon. And that's how the fennel looks. I'll add a little bit because I always add things. And then some salt. All right. So let that simmer for a couple of minutes. so that the tomatoes and the onions and the spices really get to mix properly. So I'll just cover it, simmer it over very low heat for about 10 minutes. Kemi, could you bring me? Yeah, thanks. Anyway, so we promised that we would talk a little bit about friendship. And the reason I think it's a good topic is because you're really one of those people who know how to keep a friendship going. Some of the friends that you've had, like from high school, you still have them until today. Friends from home, like myself and a few of the other guys, you talk to them constantly, and I'm like, friendships in this generation our generation are very hard to keep.
Yeah.
You know, how do you manage to do that?
Probably it's a very deliberate choice that one has to make, and it's also a choice about knowing someone, because I've got very many friends, that's true.
Great.
Yeah, but I think also is you find, like, you put people in a box and you do the common things with them. Like, for example, my life group, 10 years.
Yes.
So there's a box of life group, and making an effort to be there for people.
Yeah.
Like if someone loses someone close to them in their family, or a kid's birthday, or their wedding, something for their child at school, and if they've invited you and you're available, you must be there.
In December you went home with some of your friends to see your parents.
Yes.
A month or two before you went to see another.
Yes.
And I feel like, for us, when we leave home and we come to the city, many times our parents don't know who our friends are. And then our friends don't even get to meet our parents. Now
we are older, and suddenly we are attending weddings and funerals. And then also there's a lot of illness in their families because of our parents are getting older, and a lot of people are asking us to chip in financially more than socially. And we thought it would be good to know where people come from, and it would be so sad if people are coming home for a funeral, yet your parents know your friends in the city. So we just decided, we've been in this journey for 10 years. We don't know everyone's parents. Why don't we just visit parents and get to know where you come from?
The parents must have been very excited.
My folks were so entertained, especially my dad. Goodness. They prayed with my friends. They spent time with them. And it was so good. I was so happy that they were able to do it, to be honest.
Okay. Anyway, so let's just get back to the food a little bit. So that's the grated Parmesan. The grated Parmesan. So of course, I've been in conversation as well with Kemunto Mokua. Kemi is also the CEO, MD of My Jobs in Kenya, and a good friend of mine. So we were cooking together. She said she had never made a lasagna before. I hope you'll enjoy the meal when it's ready.
I'm looking forward.
And I hope you'll try it as well at home. Okay. So thank you so much, and remember to subscribe. Also, most importantly, on the comments, tell me what would you like to see me cooking, and what are some of the conversations that you'd like to have. I've had somebody saying, can you make pilau? I'll try that as well. But if you have anything else that you'd like me to try, please feel free to write it on the comments. I always try as much as I can to respond. And thank you always for keeping us company.
Thank you too. Bye bye, and see you next time.